I don't even know if you can see me or not.
Yeah. Here.
And you have to see me.
Right. Because look at this beautiful. Oops. What am I doing here?
I don't even know what I'm doing. Look, hey, look, there we are.
I changed the color of the lighting. Oh, I just turned it off.
So what? You just turned the camera off?
No, I turned the light off.
Oh.
I mean, I guess we don't really need it, huh?
I don't know. I can't see me yet. I'm watching your ads.
Oh, thanks.
I would
Sorry,
have
guys.
skipped them, but it won't let me.
We have no idea what we're doing here.
Oh, yeah, we're not bad.
No, it's not bad. The lighting's not bad either?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Alright. Well, that was with the light on, I think. Or maybe that's just the window reflecting.
I'm the only one in here talking anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well. Uh-huh. Maybe notifications didn't go on. Put it right here so I can see too. So anywho, I guess we'll just wait for some people to show up before we do anything.
Guess that's what we're going to have to do. Matter of fact, while we're waiting, I think I'm going to go make me some coffee.
Oh, fine. You do that.
Whether you like it or not.
What the heck? I don't even know how to use this thing. But it's not. Where is it? So I have a little light behind the camera that I'm trying to use. It has a little remote, but I can't figure out how to use it. Ow. You little thief. Did Wiley still sell the bacon? Okay, it says there's 4 people in
I don't
here
know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're on top messages too. You're not even on live chat. There we are.
Oh.
Hey, Jody.
Hi, Jody. Sorry, I just stole some of the bacon that Emmy's cooking. I've got my mouth full of bacon.
Yep, I guess we're not going to use the light because I can't figure out how to turn it back on. But I think we're okay without it anyway. So. Y'all see that? Emily's trying to abuse Wiley. She's trying to stick a spatula in his face.
We're doing good. I think today's going to be a day we're going to be locked inside the house because it is going to be hot. Actual temp shows 105 degrees today.
I know, and that doesn't include heat index.
Yeah, no.
So we are actually going to. I don't know if Wiley knows this yet or not, but we're going to be cleaning out our shipping container today.
Well, I believe that was my idea last night.
Okay.
I went to sleep.
I'm taking credit for it. So we have a 40-foot shipping container?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 40-foot shipping container that's insulated. It's actually a refrigeration container. And it's just been kind of a catch-all since we got it. And it really, really needs to be cleaned and organized because that's kind of we actually are working on building. If you guys have been following us for a while, you may remember that we started building a walk-in freezer. Oh, Hunter wants to remind everybody to hit the like button. So we started building a walk-in freezer or walk-in cooler so that we could process animals and stuff like that. Well, we had started building it, and then a big old gust of wind come along and blew it over. And then before we started rebuilding it, we actually come across the shipping container. And so we're turning part of it into a walk-in cooler.
The problem was, I don't know how familiar everybody is with them, but they're like 8x4 panels that lock together, that interlock together. And whenever the storm come through and blew it all down, it ripped all those locks out of the panels.
Because it was a commercial freezer,
Hunter.
No. You can take her outside and play with her, but not right now. So it was actually a commercial walk-in freezer.
Yeah.
And so it's got like the two metal ends, like on the inside and outside. But then it's like foam insulation in between that. And so those locking mechanisms were set inside the foam, but they're not actually attached to anything. So it's really just to pull them close together. And when the wind blew it over, it ripped all those out. And so we hadn't started rebuilding yet, but then we got the shipping containers. And we,
Hi, Tamara.
oh, hey, thank you. Emily loves me.
No, it was a ghost.
If she loved me, she would have brought me some coffee, but I had to go make mine myself.
Haha. That's because you stole her bacon.
Yeah. Bacon thief.
So, we're starting to build a freezer inside that. We have the wall up, but we have to manufacture a door. And we recently only were able to get the metal to be able to do that. So that will be a project after we get it cleaned out, because part of it's a freezer, part of it is pantry, and part of it is storage.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy. Hey, we were just talking about the freezer. So I know Cindy remembers that we were working on building a walk-in cooler, and but that kind of got derailed, Cindy, and because of the weather and storms blowing over what we had built.
Yeah.
Those big freezer panels are not heavy, and so we got an 80-mile-an-hour wind a while back that just knocked it all over and broke it. So we've redirected. Now we have an insulated shipping container that we're building the freezer in, and it'll also be a pantry and stuff like that. So we already have the air conditioner installed. We have not installed the CoolBot yet because it hasn't been necessary. The air conditioner is keeping it cool enough to store food. We keep it about 75 degrees in there, right? 72, 75, something like that.
Keeping it about 75 is what I'm keeping.
Yeah. So,
Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. I don't know who the manufacturer was. It was given to my cousin over at the salvage yard.
To scrap it.
And
we're scrappers, so we're like, hey, we could use that for something.
Yeah. Now I think since all the little connections are all ripped out of it and everything, we had the opportunity the other day. We was doing some work for the guy we work for most of the time, and we had an excavator at the house, so I dug out about an 8x10 hole in the ground. And I think I'm going to use some of those panels to do our storm shelter.
Yeah, we could build a frame out of
build a frame out of wood, and then use the panels, and probably put wood on the walls, and then put the panels up against the
Now
wood.
you're going to get everybody's hopes up that you're going to do a video on it.
Yeah, probably.
It'll probably take us 10 years to do it, to get it done, but this is the first time I've heard of this idea.
But I've got the hole dug, and well, it's just things I've been rattling around in my head the last couple of days. But anyway, we've got the hole dug, and we will probably start on a storm shelter before too long. But it's something that I think we really need, and with the weather being like it has lately, and
this season has been crazy. We've had several tornadoes come within a few miles of our house, which is really scary. And we don't have a storm cellar, so yeah, it needs to be done. But I don't know if it'll actually happen anytime soon. The hole's dug though.
So anyway, the shipping container, we've got probably, I don't know, I think 12 or 14 foot of the front of it. I'm building a wall to separate the front, and the front is going to be our new cooler. So like she said, we've got the wall kind of standing there, but I've got to build a metal frame and get everything all.
Because when we build a door, it's going to be heavy, and there's going to have to be something serious to hold that door up.
Yeah.
So.
And so that's where we're at in that process. But then we've just kind of been storing.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
We've been storing stuff in the container. Now everything's all in the way. Now we've got to straighten everything up. I've got shelves built for our pantry. Well,
kind of
about a third of our pantry.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the container is going to be a pantry.
What's sad is that everything on that third of the shelves that you want to build, I bet everything would fit on one shelf.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's not much left.
Yeah, our pantry's pretty empty these days.
Do you want me to put these in the microwave?
Yes.
Oven, maybe?
Shoot, they're used to seeing us eat. Let me have it.
I'll go get you.
Give me a fork, please.
Yeah.
Look at that. Emmy cooked us breakfast, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's brunch.
For like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's brunch, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We usually eat brunch and then dinner, and that's it.
Awesome.
Cindy, we we still have a couple rabbits. We have some chickens. We ended up buying when we went to California and sold our animals. Our neighbors bought all of our turkeys, and that was it, just the turkeys, huh?
No, well, they were just babysitting the pigs. That's right.
Yeah. So they bought our turkeys, and when we come back, we ended up buying our turkeys back from them, and their turkeys and their ducks. And then because we had the turkeys and ducks, all of their guineas followed those over here too.
So the guineas was raised in. Okay, so I don't how much of you guys have followed or whatever and seen what happened, but we wound up building a garden for them, and they give us an old greenhouse that was converted into a chicken duck coop and our turkey duck coop. And so we moved it from their place down here. We set Jen up a new greenhouse down here.
It's really awesome.
But the turkeys and the ducks and the guineas was all pretty much raised together in this coop. And whenever we got the turkeys back,
the guineas followed.
The guineas just decided this is where they live now because that's all their friends moved down here to our place. So now they're just kind of neighborhood guineas. They run all over. We catch them across the street. We catch them over at our neighbor's house. They're all over the place. But yes, we do have some animals back.
So we have 2 adult male coon-coons. We have a baby female coon-coon that we got. Wiley got me for Valentine's Day, and then we have turkeys, ducks, chickens, guineas, and a couple rabbits. Right? That's it. Dogs and cats.
Yep. Well, we still have Butters, and Butters had a baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we still have our cow. She's just not here.
So whenever we left California, we had Butters and Homer. So we had the bull and the cow.
Hi, Roberta.
And the bull and the heifer. And we was hoping that he would breed her. And we didn't think he was doing his job. It just went on and on and on and on and on. And he just, nothing ever happened. So, and we never could catch anything in the act or anything. So I didn't think he was doing his job. Matter of fact, one of the dogs just kicked our.
And he was getting kind of mean.
Yeah. So whenever he was a baby, we bottle fed him, and I played with him. I played with him all the time, and I would roughhouse with him. And so whenever he got up to 800-900 pounds, he still wanted to play like that.
And that was
my
no
mistake.
Bueno.
That was a learning mistake that we made. Don't do that. So I was afraid that one of the kids was going to wind up getting hurt. And so when we went to California, I made a deal with my uncle, and we took Butters over to we took both of them over to my uncle, and I let them process him to keep her for as long as it took. And I was hoping that while she was there, that she would get bred by one of his bulls. Well, we left in December, and what was it, 2 months ago?
Yeah, probably.
Probably 2 months ago, my Uncle John called me, and he said, Wiley, he said, you're not going to believe this. He said, but Butters is fixing to burst. she's...
No, it was right before my birthday.
Was it right before your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
So May.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he said she's fixing to burst. She said he said she ain't gonna last but another day or two or week or so or whatever. And he was right. So doing the calculations, that means Homer done his job. So
yeah, sometime in the fall of last year.
Yeah, sometime in the fall of last year, Homer done his job.
So now we have a baby cow, and she looks just like a deer.
Little baby heifer, and she is, if you wouldn't know it, she would be running through the field. She looks just like a deer. It's so.
Her color is the color of a whitetail. She has a little bit of white on her face and a big black nose. She looks.
Hi, JB. I didn't see you come in.
Oh, no.
J and B. Okay.
J and B.
Okay.
Hello.
I did not see that. And I didn't see them come in either. So
yes, Jamie, I really hope we can make it this weekend. We are literally scrounging up change to try to go. So.
J and B. Who's J and B?
I don't know. They're new.
Are they?
Yeah. Yep. J and B is new.
Huh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, calves are so cute.
Yes, they are. She's so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she's spotted with white spots and the brown color of her, everything about her, she just looks like a little deer running through the field out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we still haven't got them home yet. They're still over at my uncle's place. We was hoping to be able to get them home, and she was going to start milking Butters, but I think we've messed around too long for that, and I don't think that's going to happen this time.
The bottom line is, it costs a lot of money to feed a cow, and right now they are in a place where they have big wide open fields.
Yeah.
So
And we only have, I'd say, probably maybe 2 acres that's actually fenced off for the cows. So we do have to supplement their feed a lot, and they're just right now in the situation we're in. They're better off over there at my uncle's place because they've got 80 acres to roam on. So. If not more.
Roberta said they had a mini cow and she gave birth to a bull calf and she named it Cappy. We named our little girl Daisy, so now we have Butters, Miss Butters, and Daisy.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Miss Butters and Daisy.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll get them home soon, but I mean things are going to have to change for us a little bit right now because things are getting kind of tight for us. So.
If any of them are ripe, well, that's funny because you eat green tomatoes, right? You fry green tomatoes, but I actually have some tomatoes that ripen to green that are made for frying. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we come, I'll try to remember to do that.
Matter of fact, not sure if we're going to get to come or not, but if we do, we're really worried because our tomato plants are absolutely loaded. It's unreal how many tomatoes we have back there, but they're all green. They're not. So we're afraid that whenever we're gone, they're all going to ripen and we're going to come home and, they ain't going to be no good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have tons of green tomatoes right now.
Yeah. So how is everybody else doing?
Yeah, that's there are tons of different kinds of tomatoes, so I don't know exactly, I'm sure they probably all just fry up about the same.
Yeah, we've got pink tomatoes and orange tomatoes and yellow tomatoes and black tomatoes and green tomatoes and purple tomatoes and multicolored tomatoes.
Yeah.
A whole rainbow array of tomatoes.
Yes, we literally have a rainbow of tomatoes.
Syrup out of the bottom drawer of the thing.
Yum, 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 yum. So good.
I actually pulled out a thing of maple bacon earlier and I was like, no.
What?
I don't like this stuff. I don't know why.
Can we bring me a paper towel, Emmy?
Nope.
There you go. Bring swim clothes, they said. Okay.
Oh, okay. Does anybody know what the shower situation is going to be there? Because I'm going to try to rig up. I'm going to try to rig up a little shower thing we can take, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to it. We're not even sure if we're going to be able to go. So it's just kind of a toss-up right now. But if we do get to go, does anybody know what kind of a shower situation we're going to have?
I am a little bougie when it comes to showers, y'all. I can go like 2 days without a shower, maybe. But other than that, I gotta wash my hair because after about a day and a half, my hair looks like I haven't showered in a month. So if we are able to go, we will be bringing a shower tent and a hot shower.
Food.
If there's not something already there.
Sorry, I guess there's a dog under the table that keeps kicking the tripod.
Really? Stop that.
Roberta, yes, I do canning. I'm still relatively new at it. I mean, I haven't canned a ton of things. We've got some refrigerator pickles that I made that turned out really good.
So we have some
White
with
scallop
sand
wash.
plum jam
Oh.
or jelly that she made the other day,
Yeah.
that is
Thank you.
so good. It is absolutely fantastic. But it turned out to be more of a syrup. It didn't quite set up correctly. So, but it is. We've been using it to marinate some of our meats in whenever we cook, and oh my lord, it is so good.
It didn't gel, so it's more of like a sand plum syrup, but it's still good. So I've done jellies, some successfully, some not so much. I've canned some meat, and then I've canned some squash, but I did it like a refrigerator, the cold canning, so I didn't get it hot. And Wiley really, really liked it.
The pickled squash she made is, oh man. And the thing is she ran out of regular vinegar whenever she was doing the pickled squash, so she wound up having to use apple cider vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is the best pickled solution I've ever eaten in my life.
He said, whenever you do this,
so
you
good.
have to do it just like this. Good luck getting me to remember exactly what I did. I can look at the jar and I'm like, okay, there's some peppercorns in there and some fennel and some cloves and garlic. The last batch of pickles that I did, I put peppers in.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Our little Aurora peppers, our little purple ones.
Yeah, me neither, Jamie. I'm not sure. I sort of know, but I don't think I could find it again.
I think we could find it if we went to Mel and Gary's first.
Yeah.
If we went to Mel and Gary's first, we could find our way to David's, I think. But, we've only been there once, so. You're cleaning. Man, the other day it was hot, and I didn't want to go outside, so I deep cleaned the house.
Good afternoon, Heather.
Mind you, we have a 500 square foot tiny home, so clutter builds up really, really fast. But I hadn't deep cleaned in a while. Man, when I was done, I felt like the size of our house doubled.
You pretty much did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hi, Heather.
So are we going to talk about the thing?
Probably.
No.
Our dog's over there making funny sounds. So we went to the Mid-America YouTube meetup at Lake Tinkiller in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in May. And we just had a really, really good time. So when we had the issue in December and had to go to California, my dad lives totally off grid, which also means that he lives in an area where cell phone signal is awful. So we couldn't keep up with videos. I mean, if my family would have let us video anyway. My dad and my uncle and everybody, they're pretty private people. They live in the woods for a reason, so they didn't want us to record a bunch of their stuff. So, but anyway, we didn't have internet to keep up with other people's stuff, and we just kind of fell out of YouTube. And when we came back, we started back up with our Feeding the Hungry on Wednesdays, and it was going really good. And now the church is closed, so that's why we are here and not at the church serving lunch today, is because the church is closed until the beginning
There
of
she
August.
is. Hello, JB.
Hey, JB, we were just fixing to talk about you. So anyway, we really wanted to go to the Mid-America meetup to kind of reconnect with everybody and kind of get back into YouTube, because we fell out of it and it just, I don't know, we just fell off the wagon, I guess.
It's I'll tell you, with my channel, even, I just couldn't there was just no motivation at all. We had so much we was doing trying to catch up from being gone for a month, and just, I don't know, things just seemed to push us out of the YouTube community for a while.
And to be honest, Wiley probably doesn't want me to tell you this, but he tried to talk me out of going to the meetup. And I was like, no. And so I pulled a trick out of my hat and convinced him it was a good idea, and we went. And So while we were there, we're just talking to people, catching up, and just hanging out with old friends. And I mean, I say old friends because, like, I feel like we've known a lot of you guys, like, forever. I mean, it's only been, like, 2 years.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've connected so much with people on YouTube that
we both feel closer to a lot of you guys than we do our own families.
Or people that live around us. Like, we don't have a large group of friends that we live near. Like, and it feels weird to say this, but most of our friends are online.
Yeah.
Most of them are. And so we got to connecting with people, and we were just talking about life and stuff and things. And so I wanna mention JB here at Pier Okie. Is she the one who said it first? I think so. About the fundraiser.
Yes.
Yeah. So JB, I don't know. It's been pretty rough since we got back from California. Because we basically were gone for a month and then had to catch up on stuff while continuing to go and to continuing to grow. And it's just been it's been a real struggle. And if you've noticed, like, our meals went from, like, pork chops and mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables to, like, bean soup, because our pantry is just empty, really. I mean, let's see.
Absolutely, Heather. You're exactly right.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so, especially if you live in a blue state.
Yeah.
So, what I'm getting at is that some of our really, really, really awesome friends on YouTube, JB at Pier Okie, I think that she's probably the head of this mission. Yeah. But she's got, I don't even want to start naming other people because I would feel like I would miss them. And because I don't know who all is involved in this.
But if you guys watch around, y'all will see them all.
So, she's in Pennsylvania. Oh, goodness. Jody Young is in Pennsylvania, too.
Yeah. And I actually have family in Allentown and then north of Allentown. I'm not even sure what name of the town is up there.
They actually came to visit last week.
Yeah, last week we got to see them.
So anyway, back on track. JB found out about our struggles, and she just has the biggest heart. If you've been on YouTube for a while and you've kind of been in this community that we have with all these channels that are connected, then you've seen JB and you've seen the support that she gives to the people that she loves, and I mean what she considers her community. And she's just a really, really awesome lady. It's actually giving me goosebumps. So, but she contacted us and said that she would like to do a fundraiser for us to help build our stock back up, so that when we go back to serving our community in August, we will have the resources to do that. We pay most of the cost to do that every week. I would say that 20% or less of it is covered and the rest of it comes out of our pocket. And so it's something that we're really passionate about. If you looked at our finances, you'd probably think that we're crazy, because you would obviously see that it's hard enough to get by without having that extra, $250 a week for the meal. But somehow God always provides, even though we don't feel like we have it to give, we give it anyway. And bottom line is that God makes sure that we have the tools necessary to do the job He's assigned us to do. So, which doesn't make it any less stressful.
Jody's in Maryland.
Oh, Jody's in Maryland. Yeah. I thought you were in Pennsylvania. My bad. I'm sorry. So anyway, JB reached out to us and asked us to set up a fundraiser. I think she's pretty much going to be, we're following her lead on this. Like, she's the mastermind behind it. And we really, really appreciate her for it. It's really hard for us to ask for money. like it just, it's really hard for us to ask. I know that there's a lot of people out there that support what we do and want to help, but it's still hard because I don't know. I just don't like asking.
So from week to week, what we do, about 20% of it is funded. The rest of it comes out of our pocket. And, from week to week, it's a struggle for us to make sure it happens.
And almost every week, it's like, okay, well, how are we going to do this? And so we'll go and look in our pantry, and we're like, okay, well, we got all this stuff, and we can just open these cans and throw this bag of beans and rice in there and see what it turns out to be. It's still food. I mean, it's just not, like, as high of a quality of a meal that we would prefer to serve. But she's lying.
No, just go on.
Okay, so y'all just keep, I know some of you guys in the comments don't necessarily like each other, but if y'all could please keep it civil, that would be really awesome. Everybody has, I don't even want to get into that. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. So we definitely have a heart for serving others, and some people in our community on YouTube are really great, and they have come to our aid essentially, and are wanting to help out. And so we will be launching a GoFundMe fundraiser. I think it's going to be a 30-day fundraiser through the month of July. So July 1st, July 30th, or 31st, whatever.
I think you said it was actually...
It's actually up now.
So.
I thought I'd never set up a GoFundMe before, so I didn't know how that worked. But when I was going through the process, I guess I didn't set a date. They just had to set a goal. So our goal is to raise $12,000, which will help us meet needs and fund our project, and hopefully even expand our project a little bit through the rest of the year.
What we're hoping don't happen is, so the church that we've been serving at, there's been a few issues pop up here and there.
Hey, Carrie, how's it going?
Hello, Carrie. There's been a couple of issues pop up here and there about the people bringing dogs in and things like. I don't think that that's actually what's going on, but so June and July, they told us that everybody's on vacation. They're going to be gone. Nobody's going to be there to let us in the church to be able to do what we do. So we're kind of taking a break right now, and we're supposed to be back in August. Hopefully, we're welcomed back to the church in August. If not, we're going to be looking for other places to serve at, and this also might be a way to help us out with doing that. We might wind up having to rent a small building or, something. I don't know.
Cindy Brown found it. Thank you, Cindy.
You're awesome, Cindy.
So, I mean, even if you've got 50 cents or $1, just every little bit helps. I mean, it adds up. It really does. And so, and many of you have seen us serve our Wednesday meal, and that's how we serve our community. But we are actually part of a much larger group of organizations. There's not a lot that we have to be careful what we say about it, because we do have to sign non-disclosure agreements when it comes to
privacy
and stuff like that. So, but our group of organizations is comprised of a bunch of nonprofits, individuals, and churches and things like that in our community that are willing to come together and come up with a comprehensive plan to help people out of homelessness. And so,
yes, JB, you and Terry both.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh,
thank you guys.
I hadn't seen yours. Wiley had seen it. I saw Terry's, but I didn't see yours, JB. But yeah, JB and Terry at MT Homestead both have birthdays coming up, and so they've started their fundraisers on Facebook also. We are a registered charity.
501c3, nonprofit.
Yep, a nonprofit organization with the IRS. So our, when you get a notification from Facebook that says your birthday's coming up and you can pick a charity to donate to. Our organization is on that list, and our organization is registered as Altruistic Farmstead with the IRS. And we're also, Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
We have a yappy dog.
So, Cindy, yes, the problem is when we first started out, that's how we done it. We went to the local park, we set up benches, we set up a little tent, and whoever showed up just got a meal. We didn't care. And we still don't. Whoever shows up, they get fed. If you're hungry, stop by, you get fed. The problem is back then we had 20, 25 people stop by. Now we have 100 or more people stop. To do that in that amount in our tiny home is
we could not
practically impossible.
And the reason we say it's impossible is because we both have our food handler certificates, and you have to keep food at or below a certain temperature to keep it safe. And so to be able to prepare a large meal, of course, sandwiches.
She's just talking about sandwiches.
Yeah. Sandwiches can cost a lot. I mean, if you're using
believe it or not, it would probably cost us the same to make 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is what it costs us to make the country style ribs, mashed potatoes, and corn.
Because we buy stuff on sale. So when things are on sale, we stock up. And so generally we have, we pick up pork chops for 99 cents a pound. And we use our money wisely because thank you, Jody. Mostly it is, she said, see the note above. Oh, you scroll. It doesn't work when we're both trying to scroll. Wiley's looking for your comment, Jody.
Golly, Jody, I don't know where it's at. Did it not come through?
I don't know. So, anyway, we use our at this point at least 80+% of what we do is funded by us. We live in a 500 square foot tiny home. We live minimally. We don't have a lot of debt, and our bills are relatively low. And we did that on purpose when we both quit our jobs because we knew that we were going to go on this journey for God, and that we couldn't be driving the nicest, newest cars and have a big luxury house and still be able to afford to help people.
Jody, sorry, but I'm not seeing anything.
Jamie said her Chihuahua never shuts up. Ours is part Chihuahua. Anyway, so I forgot where I was going with that.
That's a stupid headline.
And the fundraiser on Facebook is no fee, and you can donate as little as $1 monthly or whatever amount, or you can do a one-time donation, right?
Right.
And that's something else is that because we are a registered charity, the only fees that come out of donations that are donated through GoFundMe are the credit card fees. So PayPal owns GoFundMe, and they don't take any fees or costs out of the donations other than what it costs them to charge the credit card.
So, Jamie, what we're finding out is I think we're about to pass that threshold. So what we're finding out is a lot of these companies like that don't want to deal with us because we haven't been established for 3 years. We don't have 3 years worth of history, financial history, and all that kind of stuff. So we're about to cross that threshold. And when we do, I believe that we will be able to do a lot more. But as of right now, we can't. They may not.
Hi,
I'm not
Brenda.
sure. Hey, Brenda.
Coffee.
Yeah, I do. So anyway, we're finding that out. A lot of people don't want to deal with us because we haven't been established for 3 years. We don't have all that history, I guess.
And another problem that we're having, especially in Shawnee, is we've gone to some of the grocery stores, and they already have a relationship with someone else doing this kind of work. And so the other organization that is...
Oh, what, Jody? Thank you.
Holy crap.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
That didn't come through. Why did that not come through a while ago?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Jody, you are absolutely
amazing.
Absolutely
Yes, you
amazing.
are. I am not showing that. If that's the message she told me to see previously, that is not on this list anywhere.
I didn't see it.
It's not in here.
So we what was I gonna say? That threw me off.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So where was I? Oh, okay. So one of the problems that we're having is that people have been doing this a lot longer than us. And they've already built a relationship with some of the grocery stores in town. And so when the butcher needs somebody to call to get rid of stuff, they call the other person because they already have a relationship. And it's, we even went and he gave us, this butcher at one of the grocery stores, I won't name it, gave us some stuff. And we're like, well, hey, we do this all the time, because the other guy is somebody that we know. And he couldn't use that stuff, so he told us to go pick it up. And we told the butcher, hey, man, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, well, if I have donations, I'm just going to call this other guy because they already know each other. And
which they do the same thing we do, and I'm not...
It's still going to the same people. It's still benefiting the same people. I'm not talking crap. I'm just saying that that's one of the obstacles that we are coming up against.
So really, we're just... It's kind of one of those seniority things, I think. So we've just kind of got to float along and make it work until maybe one of those guys drop out of the picture. And then, maybe we'll get our status raised in some of these other places. But it's definitely a struggle right now.
Yes. Jody, you're incredible.
Yes.
And everybody in the chat appreciates you. So anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
And
I'm thrown off now. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Getting I don't really know exactly how to go about.
No judgment here with Tish Ross.
Hello,
Tish.
That's Pooch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Tish is his wife.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no judgment here. That's right. That's the newer channel, right?
Yeah, that's her channel, I think.
Yeah.
So, amen.
Yeah. So anyway, we've actually, the local grocery store that we shop at, we've sent them a couple of donation requests, I guess, if that's what you call it. We had one approved. What was it, a $50 gift card or whatever?
Yeah. We'll
maybe it was
request a
100.
donation.
Was it 100 or 100 or 50?
I think it was 50.
It was 50 or 100. I don't remember. But anyway, we got a gift card from them. We did get a little bit of support from them. But they require, a week's head up? A couple of weeks heads up.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we done one, it was actually...
right after the tornado happened.
Yeah, right after the tornado.
And we were trying to prepare a larger meal than usual because we had advertised on Facebook as a free meal. And the grocery store didn't get back to us, and they ended up declining our offer because they didn't reply to it until after the date we had already set.
Yeah, they didn't have enough heads up, basically.
Yeah. So, we do get some stuff, but it's just not, $50 it helped.
Oh,
it really did.
Lot.
It really did. But, that meal cost $250.
Yeah.
And so we still had to come up with $200 to pay for it. But
actually, that meal was a little heavier meal. I think it was actually cost a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
We
did
prepared
make
a bigger
extra,
meal.
right.
But anyway, and
yeah, Jesus never fails.
Right.
And it's so funny because, although we worry about it a lot as far as we're like, man, how are we going to do this week? What are we going to cook? And then something will happen and someone will call us and say, hey, I've got some meat, or I've got some canned goods for you guys, or I want to bring such and such to donate, or someone, or we just get a random PayPal donation when we're on our way to the grocery store.
It's literally, we've been on our way to the church. This has happened more than once we have been on our way Wednesday morning to the church to cook a meal. And all we would have would be, let's just say we had chicken to cook that day. And a few cans of maybe corn.
Yeah.
And we're like, we hope it works. We hope when we get there, this is enough that we're going to get bellies fed or bellies full today. And we will be halfway between here and town, and our PayPal will ding, and there'll be $100 on our PayPal.
And we're like, woohoo!
And first thing we do is whip into the grocery store, buy a few extra, and it never fails. I mean, it has happened that way every time.
And I can say, like, every single week, it is a real life loaves and fishes story.
Yes.
Because one, like, we feed the masses with not a lot of money.
Right.
I mean, it's usually $1, $1.50, $2 per plate. Like, and $2 per plate isn't a lot. I mean, you couldn't go out and get that kind of meal for. I mean, sometimes our meals are really good,
Yeah.
and like if you went to Cracker Barrel or another commercial restaurant, you're probably looking at $10-15.
I can
for
tell
that
you,
meal.
there's been meals that we've cooked that would have been a $15 plate easily at any restaurant.
Yeah.
That-
And so Alfred, he's locked up.
Yep, he's locked up. He's
He's got his ladies with him, but he's locked up, and he picked up a couple extra ladies.
what we got? 3, 4 in there now?
Yeah, we have him and then 3 females.
3
in there, yeah.
females, yeah.
Should talk about our turkey. So it's funny because like we'll be cooking and we're like, man, I really hope this is enough because this does not look like enough. And it's like we're serving, and then we have just enough every time. I mean,
There's been very rare occasions that somebody will come in and I have to say, all we have is veggies left. We don't have
Daz, hello.
enough. Hey, Daz.
It's in the middle of the night for him.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by.
But on very rare occasions, I've had to give, 1, maybe 2 people a plate of just veggies. The meat's been gone or something like that. But for the most part, it is on point every time. I mean, very rarely do we have a lot of leftovers. Very rarely do we, I don't think we've really ever had to turn anyone away. But I think we've had to.
What the heck? Our chat keeps messing up. They keep saying server unavailable or something. Is it doing that to y'all too?
I don't think we've ever had to turn anyone away, but I think we've had to, like I said, I think I've had to give somebody, maybe mashed potatoes is all I had left.
Yeah.
Or, a plate of corn.
Right.
Or
There
something
was
like that,
But it just is funny because, the loaves and fishes story, I'm sure most of you are familiar with it, but there was, 5,000 men, and that didn't count women and children. And they had like 2 loaves of bread and 5 fish, or maybe it was the other way around. And then they ended up picking up 12 baskets full of scraps when they were done because Jesus gave it to God. And so we really are just trying to feel like we're doing what God has called us to do. And we ask for his blessing when we serve these people, and he always makes sure there's just enough.
Every time.
Yeah.
He has not failed us yet. And it may, lately it's not been the best of meals.
Right.
It's been
bean soup,
which turned out absolutely fantastic.
Riley was on the way there, and he was like, yeah, I don't know that I'm going to eat today. He was just not excited about it at all.
So I don't care much for butter beans. I don't care much for lima beans. Navy beans. I'm a brown beans guy. I like brown beans. That's just it. And so all we had was, 2 pounds of brown beans, 2 pounds of navy beans, 2 pounds of lima beans,
Yeah.
I don't even remember what all it was. So we was like, well, let's just put it all together and make a soup out of it.
I literally went in the pantry or our shipping container that we use for a pantry and just started like, okay, well, this will be good in here. And we had some split peas and we had some, what are those little things that look like split peas, but they taste like beans? I can't remember. Lentils, yeah. We had some of those. And then we went out into the garden and we're like, okay, we have some squash and some onions and we have some collard greens and
we put collard greens in our beans.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it turned out, I couldn't stop eating it. it was the best meal. I mean, one of for what it was, one of the best things I've ever seen her throw together like that.
So everybody pray for Daz's kid. I guess his wife one of them's sick and his wife just took him to the hospital. Hopefully it's nothing too major. But say a little prayer anyway.
We'll be definitely saying some prayers, Daz.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, anyway. If you have a YouTube channel and if you have a YouTube channel and would like to help us with our fundraiser, we would love to be guests on a live stream. If you're able to do that, if you're just a viewer, and you can't donate, you can help by praying for our ministry. You can help by sharing our ministry. You can help by liking the videos and watching the ads, and there's all kinds of stuff that doesn't actually cost you any money.
If you have a channel and you do lives, please let our moderators know if you would let them just put a link up for our donation in your live, or for our what do you call it, PayPal? No.
The more people that see it.
Here.
What, the GoFundMe?
Yeah, GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Link.
We've never done a GoFundMe before, so
I've never. No, I don't know. I don't even know what to expect on this whole deal.
Yeah, I have no idea. All I know is that it told me that they didn't take out any fees because we're a registered charity.
Being a charity.
So. So yeah.
Because I think pretty much, I mean, there's probably a few people in here, but I think for the most part, our moderators are all the same.
Yeah. I know Cindy Brown's a moderator for like 1 million channels, and Brenda is a moderator for 1 million channels. Yeah. Some people blessed us with the opportunity to be moderators for the channels, and then we dropped off the face of the earth and totally dropped the ball. So. I don't think we're moderators on anybody's channel.
Yeah, and the thing is, so also, another problem we're having right now is on our videos and posting anything and doing lives and everything, Jen decides to set her computer beside the bed and step on it.
I was sick, okay?
Step on our computer. Brand new computer.
I was sick. I didn't know what I was doing.
So we had
I was out of my mind, and I had to go to the bathroom.
So we had to send it off, and it's going to be probably about another week or so before we get back. So we can't. It's hard to do any editing.
Oh, yeah.
We've let our subscription to our editing software expire, I guess. And so now doing it on our phones is not, our subscription. We don't have our subscription anymore. So we're just having big issues right now with trying to get anything done.
I've been posting a lot of shorts on Wiley's channel, which have been doing good. And then I started doing kind of like an educational style video for gardening tips and stuff on this channel, and they're doing pretty good.
Dad says that's not how you use computers, Jen.
I know. I thought it would make a really good step when I was getting out of bed. I was wrong. So we're still waiting to get it back. Hopefully in the next week or two we'll have it back. But so I've been trying to shoot video that is unedited. And so sometimes if you're paying attention, you'll hear me say, pause that. Because Wiley will have to pause the camera so I can think about what I need to say next. But the last several videos I've posted have not been edited at all. And so you've probably really got to enjoy some of my bloopers because they're not taken out.
So yeah, she thought she hit the pause button one time and started walking through the garden and just slinging her phone around. So you get to see a bunch of just randomness on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're waiting on our computer. So the thing is if we had known that she was going to step on the computer, we've used our camera a lot to record. So usually if we use our phones to record, we've got things on our phones that we can just post. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But we don't. We have it on our camera. So now you can't take the SIM card out of the SD card out of the camera and put it in the computer to get the video.
Yeah.
And it's just a mess.
Yeah.
She's messed everything up. She always does.
I did.
She always
so
does.
awful. So anyway, yeah, it's when we can actually there's free editing programs out there. But the program that we've been using is Power Director, and I really like it. I don't think that our computer is actually like powerful enough to use all of its awesome features. Hey Christine, how are you? How's your tomato plant doing? Anyway, so and JB, how are your tomatoes doing?
Oh, Daz, let me tell you.
Wow, JB.
I have never been so frustrated and wanted to strangle anybody worse. We had, as you guys know, we've talked about it before. I've got a cousin over in Seminole that has a salvage yard.
Uh-huh.
And he got this like 1969 model school bus that had been sitting for 30 years in his salvage yard. And so me and Jen talked about it, and I was like, you know what? I want to do can I make it run or will it run video style thing on here? And so I want, let's start recording this. I want to do this. So now you open the hood of the school bus and you couldn't see anything. The rat's nest had the whole underneath side of the bus just covered. You couldn't see nothing. So, she recorded me getting all the rat's nest out, getting down to the carburetor, making sure the carburetor was cleaned out, freeing up all the linkages on the carburetor.
All the interesting stuff.
all the really, really good stuff. And
oops, I forgot to hit record.
She forgot to hit record. Absolutely the best part of the video.
He gets so mad at me when I do that. But he doesn't get mad like stomp and storm off. He just kind of rolls his eyes at me in a certain way, and I'm like, crap, I'm in trouble. Like,
yes, Cindy, the problem with that is it is so expensive. And licensing and everything you have to have for all that. I mean, we're talking probably, it'd probably cost 70, 80,000, maybe 100,000, and that's on the cheap end.
Yeah.
To get all that done.
Dang dog.
Absolutely not even fathomable for us. We can't.
Yeah. Yeah, he's used Power Director too, and it still struggles with Power Director sometimes. Yes, it is.
Exactly. That's our problem. We actually went and bought a gaming computer. It was on sale, and it was supposed to be a really good gaming computer.
He says really good on the low end, I think. Because, I mean, the really good gaming computers are like a few $1,000s. This one was like, we picked it up for like $800. I mean, it was on sale.
It was on sale at the big box store for like $800, and we got it. And yeah, it struggles so bad with Power Director. That's another reason why we went ahead and just let Power Director subscription go.
Well, so we still have it. You have to pay for a subscription on your mobile device, and you have to pay for a subscription on your computer. So our subscription on our computer is still good, but the mobile device, we let it lapse because we weren't really using it since we were using our computer. But now, I mean, there is a free version, and we can still use the program to edit, but it reduces the video quality down to 720p, which is just a really awful video quality.
Yeah.
So I just figure, for the sake of having a better video quality, I'm just trying to record videos that don't have to be edited. And so there's lots of oops and mistakes and a whole lot of ums and buts and yeah, the amount of times I say and but and so in a video, I drive myself insane.
So in the same with her so right now, if you haven't noticed, I mean, if you even follow my channel or whatever, but same on my channel, is right now we're just going through older videos, just popping shorts out and until we get all this done and figured out and our computer back and
yeah.
But actually, I've got to say, the shorts have been
your shorts have been
doing really good on my channel.
It's funny because we post a short on his channel and it gets like anywhere between 1,500 to 7,500 views, and then we post a short on my channel and it gets like 150 views.
I've gained like 30 subscribers off my shorts in the last week.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Woohoo! Good job, Christine. She said that she's done that too.
I thought.
She said that when Johnny was felling a tree, she forgot to hit
Yeah,
record.
I seen that.
Yeah.
What happened? Jenn and Wiley.
For a 30% off sale for what?
I'm assuming Power Director.
Oh, yeah.
We're already members of Power Director. We was. Wow, why is it doing that?
I don't know. Our chat keeps saying that the server's having problems or something.
Christine, is that not you that I seen on Facebook this morning that posted your first video today? Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe that was somebody else.
Hi, Billy. How are you? How's it going?
Good afternoon, Billy. So yeah, everything's and it's funny that we finally get kind of in the groove again and start wanting to post videos and somebody steps on our computer.
the somebody who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was Emily.
Oh, okay.
It was
Well,
not.
I seen a post of yours on there, I think, and then I must have just run across another post right after that was somebody posted their first video. Maybe that's what it was. Got confused.
It misled him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame everything on the kids that I can.
Why?
Because you're an easy target.
Okay, well that's abuse.
If it's not your fault, then it's the dog's fault. Just
Oh,
kidding.
Bailey.
I
poor
broke our
thing.
computer. And I'm so sad.
What?
I
So-
said I'm the one who broke our computer and I'm sad about it.
I don't.
Uh-huh.
Should we say the name of where we got this computer and what all's happened on the whole thing?
I don't care.
So, guys, we got this computer at Best Buy, and
I've never bought anything from Best Buy in my whole life.
of course, while we was there, they talked us into buying the Geek Squad membership
some kind
thing
of-
for a warranty on the computer. So
And
if
they're
anything
like-
ever happened to it,
Yeah, they were like, if it breaks or you break it or you spill water on it or whatever, they're like, just bring it back and we'll give you a new one. We're like, sweet. It was $200 for 1 year, a 1 year membership for $200. We've never called Geek Squad. We've never had any issues with our computer until I stepped on it and broke the screen. And so we had never used it. And we were under the assumption that it was kind of like an extended warranty thing where it would cover any accidental damage and,
is that Sophie?
Sophia,
Sophia?
I think. Hello.
Hello and welcome, Sophia.
And thank you, Brenda, for sharing that. So we took it in, and the guy at the counter was like, "Oh yeah, you should have it back in about a week." And he was like, "They'll probably just replace it." And then we get a phone call saying that they need $79. And then I get to looking into it and come to find out that Geek Squad membership only gave us like a 10 or 20% discount on the actual cost of fixing it. And I guarantee that 10 or 20% was...
Less than $200 it cost us for the membership. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see why it would be good to have those guys in your corner as far as, like, you know, if you have any issues with your computer software stuff, you have somebody to help you walk through it. But Wiley's brother is a pretty smart guy, and I bet we could go to his house and just hang out and fix it.
He's like the networking technician for the
for his church.
Church of the Nazarene in Harrow, Oklahoma. So yeah.
Yeah. So we will not be renewing our membership with Geek Squad because I really feel like we were not I feel like we were misled when that associate was selling us that.
Yeah.
And it may not have even been the fault of the associate. I mean, you know how well trained some people are. So yeah.
Cindy, I believe, I may be crazy, but I think it's there. I think we have a link and everything to our PayPal on.
I don't even know if I know how to sign into our website anymore.
Well, actually, Brian had to change all that, so we need to get a hold of him, and
Right.
because we kept getting.
We've been paying for that website for, I don't know, we just had to renew for another 2 years, so already over 2 years.
Yeah.
And haven't even got it fully set up yet. Anybody do websites?
Yeah. No kidding.
that wants to donate their
Time.
time and expertise.
We have no idea what we're doing.
Our webpage probably looks pretty scammy because we don't know what we're doing.
Brenda says it is on there, and then Cindy says there's no donation that she can see.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure there's a link on there, but we just, like I said, we are not good with the whole website thing, and we had a lady that was helping us out for a little while. She was volunteering some help, and then we kept getting a lot of hackers trying to get into our website. So my brother had to go in and change everything, and I haven't contacted him to find out what the sign-in stuff all is again or anything like that.
Well, you can use our website as a test subject.
Yeah.
Experiment with it. Yeah, you guys are just as lost as I am.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
we don't know.
On the About page.
On the About page, okay.
That's probably not a great place for our
Yeah, I don't know.
link. I'm gonna head off. Don't get good phone reception in this room, and I want to be in the room where my wife and I can call an update from her. Yes, sir. Bye, Des. Thank you so much for stopping. I know it's in the middle of the night. Prayers that everything is okay and your kid will recover.
Yep.
Quickly. So we love you, Daz, and we're praying for your family.
You take care also, Dad.
The website doesn't have an About section. Our YouTube page has an About section. But we do have a website.
You have a great day also, Christine.
At altruisticfarmstead.org. We also have altruisticfarmstead.com.
I think one or the other just leads to that other.
Yeah.
It's.
But I think that we were having issues where if you would visit it at altruisticfarmstead.org, it was a secured page. But if you went to altruisticfarmstead.com, it was an unsecured page. And so it would notify you, like, are you sure you want to visit this page because it's not safe or something? Yeah.
So I don't know I think we took care of. We fixed that, didn't we? Whenever we done the update this year or this time.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Get on it, Jamie. I'll give you login info, but I don't even have it. So.
Bye, Tish. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, bye, Tish. Click on the cow's nose.
It takes you to the link I posted.
Yeah, I think the lady that was helping us with
done that, yeah.
Put the cow on there. Yeah, click on the link by the cow's nose. Oh, the blue thing by the cow's nose.
It's on the Get Involved tab on their website.
Oh, you go. That's a much better place.
There you go. Yeah.
Get involved. That sounds like a more appropriate place for a donation link.
I don't know much about the website. We haven't done a whole lot with it. Like I said, we give it to this one lady, let her help us out. She was doing a good job for a little while, but then we started having issues with hackers trying to get in, and yeah, that's.
And we're not very smart when it comes to that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of things we can do, but designing a website, well, it's not one of them. No, not yet. She said the blue thing is probably the PayPal link, but you can't really see it well. Yeah, because that cow in the background.
She didn't realize that was a hyperlink.
See? The colors just aren't right on there. I don't know. Definitely not a very professional looking website, my opinion.
No, it's got a long ways to go.
But I haven't had time to learn how to design websites. So, shit, I didn't either until I clicked on it. And then it rerouted her. So, on another note, the cow is adorable. And I do love the cow. It just doesn't really fit. Yeah. I mean, it kind of does because we're a farm, but at the same time, like, we're also a charity. And so I think the cow needs to be like a picture somewhere else and not the whole background, because it makes the websites hard to read, because the cow is just bam, and then it doesn't the words don't stand out enough, I think.
So yeah, we need to hire somebody to fix our website.
I'll do it.
Anybody know?
Yeah.
Help.
Good luck with no computer, honey.
Yeah.
You will have one in a week, maybe.
So on a different note, many of you know that I have back issues. That's kind of why I'm like moving around so much right here. My back's really been bothering me the last couple of days, but I actually got approved for my surgery.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. It's a little bit scary, but that's a good thing. I think I'm gonna schedule it for September though. That way I can get a chance to get my fall crop planted. And hopefully we can, hopefully maybe Wiley and I can pick up some extra work and kind of get the bills paid out a few months ahead of time, so that...
Because she's going to be out for a couple of months. I don't know what I'm going to do.
We work as a team. Like,
yeah.
We're together all the time.
I can't imagine ever working again without her. And now I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna be there.
He's gonna be lost. He's gonna be like, "What do I do?"
Yeah.
Like a little puppy dog.
Yeah.
So, you might ask Devil Dog or DJ's Cartoon Universe. Do they do that kind of stuff? Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, if somebody.
I know Devil Dog, but I don't know DJs.
Yeah, I haven't heard of DJs. But yeah, the Devil, I definitely heard of him, but I don't know where, I didn't know he did websites.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But, so yeah, maybe, I don't know, I think I'm going to schedule it for September. Then it kind of gives us a little bit of a chance to set ourselves up for success, because the last thing we needed is to be without utilities or something.
Yeah.
Because we can't pay the bills.
Especially in the middle of winter.
And it'll, like I said, it'll give me a time to get my fall garden planted, and then it'll just be on Wiley and the kids to harvest it.
Yeah, what I guess the good thing about it is winter times when things slow down a lot for us anyway, as far as work goes. And I guess that's kind of the beginning of winter. I mean, I don't know.
Well, the doctor said they want me up moving around a lot. They said that at least once an hour I need to get up and move around. So I kind of want to aim to have my surgery during a time when it's pleasant to be outside. So that when I'm up and moving around, because I mean, like, they're like, oh, just get up and walk across your house. I'm like, you realize that my house is only 12 foot wide? Is that, I'd have to do laps. Back and forth.
We'll just have to clean a path around the living room, and you just walk circles around the living room.
Yeah, we'll just move the table into the middle of the room so I can just walk in circles around it. I have one more that I can ask. Oh, okay. Well, anybody who wants to help, I'll give them our info.
Yeah, I'll have to get a hold of my brother and get all the sign-in information again, because he is the host. Website host, yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah, because I created a website on, I don't know, what is that? WordPress. I created a website on WordPress, and I thought it turned out pretty darn good. But then trying to link WordPress to GoDaddy didn't work. I had to pay for a host. So then and then his brother got it all set up, but then I had to do it with a different program, and it just wasn't as user-friendly, so.
And I'm sure I could probably, not that I think he has the time to do it, but I'm sure Brian would probably help us. But, he's about like us. He probably don't have the time to mess with it anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah. How long have we been on here?
An hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to tell that on here, but.
And I have the camera up there turned around, so we can't tell.
Told you. You needed to turn it around.
Yeah. But the back camera works better than the front camera. It's more megapixels.
Okay. I I mean, really, we probably ought to just sit here and talk to y'all all day because I don't know that I'm going outside in 105-degree heat before. What do you call it?
Before
heat index? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
105 degrees before the heat index. So I don't know that I'm going to be doing much outside today. So we might as well just sit here and talk to y'all as long as y'all want to talk. But at least the shipping containers air conditioned. So
but we don't have service in there. So.
Yeah. No.
Because it's metal. So. Yes, ma'am, it is. I didn't watch the weather today, but yesterday I think they said that the heat index was supposed to be up near 115 today.
Yeah. So this little house that we're in has a metal roof, and I'm actually thinking I might go out and set our sprinkler up where it's sprinkling on the roof to keep it kind of a little cooler in the house today.
Mhm.
I've done that a couple of times last year, and it helped a lot.
Will we be able to make it to the Pinecone meetup this year? Well, probably not if it's in September again, because I'll probably be having surgery then.
Yeah, that's really all going to come down to her surgery now.
Mm-hmm. And with the way that our money's going,
yeah, with
we probably shouldn't plan on going very far from home or in the near future, because honestly, like both of our vehicles are 2006 models, so they're almost 20 years old, and neither one of them are running really great.
The truck, I believe, needs a fuel pump.
Again. Well, that's always
of course, it's our own fault. I mean, which I say our own fault. We bought the cheapest one we could find whenever we done it, and
because that was what was within budget.
That was just what was within budget. So we done it, and it is what it is. It's still running. We can still drive it. It's just not the greatest.
We just don't go more than like 30 miles from home.
Yeah. And then the van that we drive is
missing on one cylinder.
It keeps coming up with a number 4-cylinder misfire, which I believe might be plug wires. We just put so it done that, a couple weeks ago?
I don't know. You did it.
I don't know. Sure. 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that. It was doing the same thing. And my cousin at the salvage yard had a vehicle back there just like it. It's kind of a parts van for ours. And so we went and swiped the ignition coil off of it and put it on there, and it fixed it. Been running freaking great for 2 weeks. And last week it started doing it again. So I'm not sure if maybe that used ignition coil was just, went out, or if it might be plug wires. So I think this time I'm going to try the cheap side first, which is plug wires. We'll put new plug wires on it. And if that don't fix it, then we'll have to go back to buy a new ignition coil. But I did take the number 4-cylinder spark plug wire the other day and move it around, and it seemed to do a lot better. So I'm thinking maybe it is the plug wires breaking down on it.
That would be nice. Roberta said it's in October this year. So it'll just depend on when or how I'm feeling. Because, we camp in our van, so I have to be able to handle a not so good bed.
Oh, and not only that, but the drive. I mean, just the drive alone with your back surgery.
I still have a hard enough time sitting in the car for very long. Yeah. I mean, more than like an hour, I have to get out and I have to move around. If I've been sitting in the car for more than an hour, my feet start to swell, and and my back hurts, and I'm shifting and moving around a bunch, and I just have to, yeah. With my last car and had to replace all the spark plugs and plug wires. I replaced the ignition coil too. Then all was good. It ended up being the plugs though. Yeah.
I pulled all the plugs. Of course, they look brand new. Everything looks great on the plugs.
And of course, the where it's misfiring at is the hardest one to get to.
No, actually, I was wrong on that.
Oh, well, he lied to me then, and I just lied to y'all.
Yep, blame it on him. It's totally my fault.
So, I mean, I'm sure y'all probably don't want to hear all of this stuff, but still, usually Chevrolet Motors you look at the front of the motor, the right side is 1357 and the left side is 2468. So on a front wheel drive vehicle, the motor's sideways. You would think it would be the same. You would think the right side, the front side of the motor would be 1357 and the back side of the motor would be 2468. Of course, it's a 6-cylinder. So, but anyway, odd numbers, even numbers. It's not. On the 6-cylinder, it's just the opposite. So I thought it was going to be the hard spot to get to, and then finally figured out it was the easy spot to get to.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I get for just believing whatever he says. Maybe we should just stay here and talk to them because I don't really want to go clean.
Lose
Cleaning's no
motivation.
fun.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I've got motivation to work in the garden, just not motivation to do it in 115-degree weather.
Yeah.
And I've got motivation to want the shipping container to be clean, but I don't actually have the motivation to do it myself. I feel like I've been cleaning all week.
I'm pretty sure, Roberta, that's exactly what they did. I'm pretty sure it's the plug wires on it. Because like I said, I went in and I moved the number 4 plug wire around. I pulled it through a little bit, and you could tell where it was laying close to an exhaust manifold, and it got really hot in that spot. And I moved everything around where everything was in a different spot, and it seemed to do better, but now it's starting to do it worse again. So I think it's just that plug wire is breaking down. So I just need to go get a set of plug wires.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which is what, like $40?
Yeah, probably. Somewhere around there. I was actually thinking about stopping by Dusty's and seeing if that old one had plug wires on it, but
then we're using
we might as well just get a set of new ones.
Yeah. Is this guy speaking English?
English.
I mean, yes. But
Sometimes.
Yeah. It's a little hard to understand. Hi, James. You're new.
Yeah,
Or
hi,
new
James.
face,
You're a new
or,
face.
Or new name.
For sure.
Welcome to our ramblings.
You should take over Scott's channel.
Anywho, yeah. So one last thing is, if you guys haven't seen my last video that I posted yesterday, I've been trying to post on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we do a live on Wednesdays. I don't know what my video is going to be for tomorrow, but I probably should figure that out today.
Probably.
Yeah. We recently had an issue with the police department and the homeless in our community. Now, we definitely support the boys and ladies in blue, or men and women in blue. But our city manager was out of town, and while she was out of town, the police department took the opportunity to evict a bunch of the unhoused folks from their encampments. Mind you, these encampments were out of sight, out of mind, and I mean, we've worked with the homeless in our community for several years now, and we don't even know. They're out of sight, out of mind, so much that we don't see them.
Right.
When I was delivering mail in Shawnee, I didn't see encampments. They're pretty well hidden, but they evicted them. Yeah. Right, Roberta. And so the problem is we're playing kind of a game of whack-a-mole. So
Thanks, Brenda. See you later.
Bye, Brenda. So people are complaining about issues with the homeless, and so the police department goes and whacks them over here, and then they pop up somewhere else. And this is happening because our city refuses. Which, I mean, we have some people in the city government that are actively trying to find comprehensive solutions to the problem. But of course, we don't want to increase homelessness, but we also don't want to, you can't just, I don't know how to say this. The majority of the citizens in Shawnee, Oklahoma, I think are against homelessness. So on Facebook a lot, you will see a lot of hate. You will see a lot of people saying, well, just throw them all in jail. That's not really going to fix the problem, because now you're criminalizing somebody because they may have had a bad run at their luck and ended up on the street. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. Some people are there because they want to be. Some people are there because they experienced some sort of tragedy that landed them on the streets. We've heard lots of stories about how people have become homeless because their spouse or their child or somebody got sick or died, and they spent the dying days in the hospital with their loved one and ended up on the street. There is a very, very large shortage of housing. We only have the only shelter we have available in Shawnee is the Salvation Army, which is a good organization. They do a lot of good, but they have less than 20 beds available. Our group of organizations is actively working with 131 people. And that includes 6 families that have 16 kids between those 6 families. So the Salvation Army has 2 family rooms, 5 beds for women, and 11 beds for men. And if you add that up, that is not going to house those 131 individuals. Those 131 are just ones that have come to our group of organizations for help. That doesn't include everybody else.
So last count was over like 600, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And,
our last pit count, which is point in time count, was over 500. And if you've got less than 20 beds, how are you going to criminalize people when there's no place for them to go? We actively have a homeless coordinator in Shawnee who is really, really good at her job. She has the city actually gave her an old school building that she could use, but it has to be renovated. There's mold in the building that has to be taken care of. And so
asbestos insulation's got to all be removed and be redone.
It's going to cost a couple $1 million to fix that building. And the city just built 2 multi-million-dollar parks, but won't do anything about the homeless. I know there's parks are good. We have kids. We like taking our kids to the park, but I feel like these human lives are a little more important than entertainment. I don't know. But anyway, so they're also trying to find public property that is out of sight, out of mind, to be able to put an encampment where people are allowed to be. We are not at all trying to advocate for people to be able to camp on private property. We do not want to violate anybody's private property. And nobody in our organization wants to violate it.
So the thing about it is, if you hadn't seen Jen's video she posted yesterday, there was a case in Idaho.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I can't remember the name of it.
Martin versus Boise. It's from 2018 out of the Ninth Circuit Court.
So basically what they're doing violates the 8th Amendment.
And if you don't know what the 8th Amendment is of the Constitution, that's cruel and unusual punishment.
So the way that works is they're denying these people a comfortable place to sleep, or a place to sleep, period. They will not let them sleep anywhere. So if you try to sleep, they pick you up and run you off. If they find you again, they pick you up and run you off. They're denying these people a place to sleep. And that is cruel and unusual punishment. You can't do that.
Sleep is something everybody needs. It's not something that we want. I mean, sometimes you want sleep, but in general, like, your body has to have sleep to function. So to tell these people that they can't be here, they can't be here, they can't be here, but also not coming up with solutions, or not being willing to work out solutions where people can go. They're trying to make homelessness illegal, which is a really big problem, because like I said, some people want to be out there, but most of them don't. Most of them ended up on the street because they had something in their life that led to that. And once you're in homelessness, it's really, really, really hard to get out. One, because if you don't have an ID, you can't do anything. you can't get a job, you can't replace your ID without an ID, you can't get a birth certificate without an ID, you can't get a library card without an ID, and you can't get into the Salvation Army without an ID. So the Salvation Army has become so politicized that the people who work there are still dedicated to doing good and helping people, but it's so politicized and so scrutinized that the stakes are really high to get in. I mean, you have to be a upstanding member of society with no background ever
Awesome,
to be able to
JB,
stay the
thank
night
you.
there. Yeah, thank you for sharing it, JB.
So Sophia, I kind of understand the situation, like in Cincinnati, like in Portland, Oregon. I mean, there's multiple places around the country. I understand that the city don't want all that right there on the streets, downtown. I understand that. I really do. We're kind of a country town. I mean,
It's not. I think our population in Shawnee is like 35,000 people.
So, the river there's a lot of public access to the river that runs right through town, right in between Shawnee and Tecumseh. A lot of public access to that river. And, they're going out to the river, out in the country where they're not bothering anybody.
Where they're
and it's
out
like,
of sight.
hey, you can't sleep here. You got to go.
Yeah, where these people are out of sight, out of mind, not on public property, or not on private property, I mean. And they try to hide, but they're being run off from these places, and then that means that they're more visible. Now they gotta post up in a public park or a parking lot, and then they're being run off from those places, and you can't solve the problem by playing whack-a-mole.
Another thing is that there is a law on the books, I guess. I don't know how you say it, but if the city cannot provide beds for these people, they cannot run them out of the parks of a public place. They cannot run them out of there if they can't provide them beds.
So if there isn't, they can't say, they're saying, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And I do not want to see our public parks taken over by encampments. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to advocate for that. I do, however, though, want to stand up for human rights. And a lot of these people have experienced trauma, and that's why they're out on the street. And essentially, we're kicking them while they're down. I don't think it should just be handouts here, handouts there, or whatever. But our group of organizations is actually coming together to help these people get back on their feet. We're giving them a hand up, not a handout. We have we have a church that helps replace a driver's license. But a lot of these people were brought here from out of state. Because, honestly, larger cities do, in fact, put them on buses and ship them out to smaller towns where there's no resources. Because they don't want to deal with them.
So as she said earlier in the video, we are a spoke in the wheel. Of course, what we do and what we do best is feed people. So the best thing for us, and that's how this kind of all came together, really. We had a big part in this whole thing coming together, is the spoke we are in that wheel is what better way to bring everybody together than over food, over dinner, than over, so, what we do is we get everybody there and then put everybody together, so we get, we've got the homeless population there feeding them, for the part of it. And we've got some of the city people there that, can take their names, numbers, what's your needs, what do we need to do? We've got different church organizations that show up here and there, and they're like, here, do you need an ID? Give me your information. I can help you get an ID.
And you can't, another thing is you can't even request your birth certificate if you don't have a place for it to be sent. You can't rent a P.O. box without an ID. Right. You have to have an ID for everything. And it's awful because that's often, people's wallets or purses or backpacks is often the first thing that gets stolen when they're out on the street, and then they totally lose their identity.
Well, hello, Scott.
Hey, Scott, how's it going? And we're just rambling on. We just figured
we're pulling to you today.
Yeah, it's not your day, so so anyway, we do not want homeless people camped in people's front yards. That is not what we are advocating at all for. What would be nice though is that if there is public property available that is out of sight, out of mind, that is out of a residential area, and it would be really nice to be able to make it legal to camp there. If the city come together and said, okay, this is where you can camp, then this game of whack-a-mole was like, you can't be here, but you can be over there. Go over there, and but that's not happening. There's people that are trying to make that work, but it's not happening.
So we have one of the churches that it's kind of a P.O. box thing, but it's actually a church address, and they have mailboxes. Lola.
So yeah, there's a church that does. Sorry, guys.
And you shut the door on her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We go let her out.
Oh,
Never mind, he's letting her out.
no,
So
not.
we have
Hunter.
Get the door for you. Oh my god.
So we have a church that has a P.O. box ministry where people can get mail. We have another church that helps replace IDs. We have another church that will help with clothes in case somebody gets a job. We have several churches that have food pantries to help people out. We have a church that's helping get bicycles to those who get jobs to help them get back and forth. And then there's so much more that we don't even see.
I mean, we've been involved in helping. I can't say any names, but get a job out at the Grand Casino. He got a car. He got completely set up. Got a house.
And then it sucks because then his apartment burned down.
Yeah.
Yep. And then he had to pay his fines, and he ended up having to sell his car to pay his fines so he didn't go to jail.
So now he's right back at square one again.
Yeah, and the bad thing is he's a disabled vet.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just a really I don't think that there's any kind of one solution that would solve the problem.
Yeah, no.
I think that we need more compassion, and we need people who are willing to work together to actually come up with positive solutions.
Right.
And then some of those things may have to be altered over time because you can't just come up with an idea and then not adjust as it unfolds. But So anyway, I in the description of that video, I had inserted a letter that I had typed up. I had sent it to the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, and they responded almost immediately and said they don't have the resources to help. So I also contacted our local senators and our congressmen to maybe bring light to the issue because it is a violation of, according to the Supreme Court, which upheld this case, it is a violation of the 8th Amendment of the Constitution to be doing this to these people. So, like I said, I don't want them camped on the side of the road. I don't want them in people's front yards or anything. But by looking at that demographic of people and saying they're all bad, they're all criminals, they're all drug addicts, is like saying all white people are bad or all black people are bad or all rich people are bad. You can't just blanket everything like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you guys know, as a lot of you guys know that follow us and have for a long time, I mean, there's a number of these people that Jen and I feel like's our family. I mean,
right.
I mean, one of them's an alcoholic. One of them, I mean, it's one of them's a pothead. I mean, it's, I'm not going to say their names, but, Uncle Joe and Uncle Jeff, I mean, it's your crazy uncles that you all, what I mean? It's like,
some of these people, we absolutely adore them. And when we don't see them on Wednesdays, we worry.
Yeah.
Because over the last year, we've probably lost 10 of our homeless friends.
Right.
And
quite a few.
and it's really sad because, you know, some of them have died due to exposure to the cold. Some of them have died due to the exposure to the heat. Others have died because they had, you know, medical issues that they couldn't get help for. It's just terrible. So,
well, and here's the thing is, you know, one of the guys that we feel like's part of our family, we've dealt with every day for the last 2 years. I mean, I love him to death.
Yeah.
And it's, how do you say it? I mean, he's homeless and he's always going to be homeless. He's just, that's where he wants to be.
But he's not out there breaking into businesses.
No.
He's not out there pooping on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
He's not out there causing problems. Just the fact of the matter is, and we've heard this from a lot of homeless people, is that the cost of living is too high. And in Oklahoma, our cost of living is really low compared to a lot of other places.
Extremely low compared to those places.
But I mean, if you're on Social Security and you get a $500 a month check, and $499 of your money goes towards your bills, just to have a roof over your head, there's no room for life, or there's no room to live, you know? And so some people are like, I have a good job. I just live in my car because I'm not going to pay for a place that I'm never at. Why am I going to pay rent and utilities for a house that I'm at like 6 hours a day to sleep?
Yep.
And I mean, I can respect that logic.
I can't blame them. I mean,
there's a lot of nomads, you know, and a lot of people have turned to the bus life or the van life because of it. Hunter. Lola Wanson. Thank you. And so, you know, some people, those are the people that are out there that don't mind being homeless.
Yep.
But a lot of them that we talk to are out there because something happened in their life.
A bad situation,
you know, an unexpected illness. And I mean, I think it's safe to say that the majority of Americans are one paycheck away from being homeless themselves.
Right.
Because if you get hurt at work and you go ride your four-wheeler after you get off work one day and you get hurt, then you're off work for who knows how long, depending on the injury. And most people, especially after the pandemic, do not have funds to sustain themselves for a few weeks or months or a year after they get injured and can't work. So it's just, living week to week, exactly, on the edge of being homeless. And I just really wish that, you know, they have that show Undercover Boss or whatever, where the boss is basically goes into the business as the lowest level employee that they can to see how they're treated. I really, really, really wish that some of the people in our town could experience homelessness for themselves, even for like just 48 hours. Take away their identity. Take away.
It's Britt and Deborah.
Yes. Hey, Britt and Deborah, how are you guys?
Hey guys.
So take away their identity. Take away all of their money. Take away their car. Leave them. Put them on the street with a backpack, with some clothes in it, and see how they fare. You know, like see if it changes their opinion by the end of it, because it's not safe to be on the streets.
No.
My best friend was homeless in Shawnee for a while, and there was a few times she almost got kidnapped. And had it not been for other homeless people seeing this happen, they stopped her from getting in that car with this person that said, "Come on, I'll help you." And Lord knows what would have happened to her if she had gotten in that car. You know, it is not safe for men or women, and it's awful. It's awful. So. If you want to help, even if you're not in Oklahoma, I think that if you went to my last video and you copied and pasted that into your email, I included the email address to send it to and everything. If you just put your name on it and send it over to the ACLU, maybe they'll take another look at it.
Yeah. Maybe they'll give it a second glance, but they didn't even attempt it with just our email. It didn't.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, they're saying that they don't have the resources to help. All it would take was a phone call to the city offices saying, "Guys, this needs to stop. Here's why."
You're in the wrong.
Yeah.
And here's why. You know. But I can't even. I mean, you can't call and talk to somebody at the ACLU. Like, you have to email them or leave a message, and So yeah, I don't know. We're just little people. Like, if I had a ton of money, I'd hire an attorney.
Yeah.
You know, I really would. I don't want to sue the city to take money from the city. I just want them to realize what they're doing is wrong.
Yep.
That it's wrong in their negative attitudes. It's wrong in the whack-a-mole, and it's wrong in the fact that they are not willing to come up with solutions. They blanket judge everybody. Yes, there are some homeless people in our town that are really bad people.
There is actually an encampment out north of the Shawnee Mall that the police and everybody is like, we don't go there.
The police won't even go there.
We're,
it's so bad.
it is so dangerous. It is so bad that nobody will go in there.
But that's like way up on the north side of
that's-
town, and I don't know that we see any people from that
No, we haven't ever
area,
seen
because
anybody.
we're usually closer to the south side of town. But yeah, it's a yeah.
But I don't know, since the tornado come through, if they're even still out there or not. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Praise God, there was those there who stepped in and saved her. What did River say?
Talking about.
Oh, yeah. I thought I missed a comment.
No.
But, you know, and it's just, I don't know, it's scary. Especially for those people out there with kids. Because, like I said, I don't know how many families in total are homeless in our town. But I know that there's 6 families that are actively living on the street with their children. And, I mean, I can imagine it's hard to survive as an individual, but from being a parent with kids, like, if we were homeless, trying to get out of homelessness and support our family at the same time would be nearly impossible, especially on just one income.
We are absolutely blessed in the fact that we was able to pay the property off, and, you know, we don't owe a ton of money. So even if it come down to it, we might not have electricity, you know, whatever, but
we have
a place, you know. I don't know. I don't know how to imagine even living, you know, being in that situation.
I've been homeless before, but I was couch homeless. So I jumped from couch to couch or whatever when Michael was little. But fortunately, I had family. I didn't have any substance abuse issues, so my family and friends didn't have any problem letting me stay at their house. It was just due to unforeseen circumstances, you know, the 2008 housing crisis or whatever, landed me homeless. And I had to jump from couch to couch for a while. But that was a lot better than being on the street, because another obstacle of being on the street is, like, some of the people get food stamps.
Yeah.
But your limited amount of money can go really, really fast when you don't have anywhere to store food. So you're constantly buying things that are non-perishable, which are more expensive. So, I mean, like, you know, they're spending more money on junk food that won't go bad. They don't have room to store fresh meat and stuff like that, or a way to cook it. And so your money's going to go a lot faster. I know that when I first moved to this property, before Wiley and I met, we were living out of an ice chest. We pitched a few tents and moved here and lived in our tents until we got our house moved in, which is a shed, and we lived out of an ice chest. And it probably doubled our grocery bill, not because we were feeding twice as many people, but just because we couldn't keep food safe. Like, you know, if you buy ingredients for a meal and you have leftover ingredients, there's no refrigerator to put those in. So all of those things go to waste, and we wasted a lot of food, and our food costs went way, way up.
You are absolutely a blessing, JB.
Yes. Yes, JB, you do a really good job at sharing your blessings. If for nothing else than just for your encouragement to other people. Yeah. So, is there still?
Yeah. She
Yep.
still keeps hitting it.
Yep. There's still a dog under the table.
So, guys, we've been on here for 2 hours.
Has it really been
Yes.
almost?
I think we probably ought to get off here and try to find some things to do today.
Wiley just wants to put me to work.
Yeah. We really need to get that container cleaned out.
I know. We have
Straightened
a
up.
lot of boxes that need to be taken out of there. I probably need to clean it because I was planting plants in there, so I got a lot of my pots and dirt and stuff everywhere.
Yep.
We need to clean it up so that we can build more shelves for more storage.
Yep.
Yep. We got chicks in there right now.
One of them is named Fred.
Oh yeah. Emily has a pet chick named Fred, and he just he'll just lay on the palm of her hand. Or I say he, we don't know yet.
We don't know
He's
yet.
still too young to tell.
Wait, I'm actually gonna go get Fred real quick.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
I guess she's gonna go get Fred so she can show you guys before we get off here. Yeah.
You too, Billy.
Yep. I hope everybody has a blessed day. Blessed week, blessed month, blessed year, just blessed life. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All of
If
those
you
things.
want to hang around, Emmy went to get Fred to introduce y'all to Fred. So
Yeah. We hatched some chicks, and they're, I don't know, 2 weeks old now? About, maybe?
guys, if we had the capability of getting down there, right now we're struggling and we're having issues with cars and blah, blah, blah. We would absolutely love just to come down and pick them up to process them. I mean, but it just ain't in our cards right now, obviously.
Yeah. Thank you, Roberta. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'd love to process a bunch of rabbits.
Yeah.
But, and our 2 breeders that we kept, I think they're too old. Because we've literally had, the male has pretty much been in with the female since December, and she still has not had any babies.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing she might be too old or something.
What?
Our rabbits.
You're too old. We're
Yeah.
going to have to put you down.
Yeah.
Why?
Are you going to come squeeze in here?
Probably
Here.
not.
So you can...
Here, you want me to go?
Emily got all of her hair cut off yesterday, guys, so don't be shocked when you see her.
This is Fred.
I can't even... hold him closer to the camera.
This is Fred.
Yeah.
He's I don't know how old he is.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah, maybe.
The camera's over there, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
He's stupid.
Yeah.
He just sits there.
Yep.
He sits there.
Like a parrot. Look. Look at that. He's like a parrot.
Yeah.
He didn't go anywhere. Emily snuggles with him. She's gonna ruin that chicken. That chicken's gonna
Yeah.
be up her butt forever now.
Scott says your hair looks awesome.
Thank you.
And Deborah says cute hair and chick.
Yeah. She
He
just...
is very cute.
Aww.
Very noisy, but very cute. Oh, calm down.
No, JB, it's really just us getting our butts out there. I mean, I say that. I do need some shelving. So it's been quite a couple of years ago, I think. We had a place over in Seminole that we went and picked up some pallets, and they had a whole bunch of shelving out there. And so I used all that shelving
Hello.
in the container now, and I need a bunch more. So if you run across any of that, let me know. I don't know, send you some. I mean, I don't really care what it is. I can make anything work, but I'll send you some pictures or something of what we've got.
Yeah, we don't care if it matches.
Yeah, I
or
don't care if
anything.
it matches.
Just long. We even thought about. Hi, Karen. How are you? Spokane Valley, Washington.
Oh wow! Hello and welcome
That is beautiful
to
country
all of
up
our
there.
ramblings.
Yes, that is. Washington's beautiful. I've only visited
Spokane,
Spokane
a
Valley.
little more questionable over that way, but it's still pretty. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a little different than what you're thinking.
Yeah.
If she's in the Spokane area, I don't know Spokane Valley. I'm sure that's probably.
I lived in Oregon for a while as a teenager for a few years, and that was pretty.
I used to work for a guy in Spokane. I used to haul a lot of trailers in and out of there.
Yeah, so anyway, I think that's all we have, guys. We, should do something.
I don't know. I'm
Wow.
not interested in walking out. I'm not even interested in walking from here to the container in 105-degree heat.
No, I know. Hi, Fred. Oh, they can't see you. You're too far out.
You ran away.
I know.
Yeah. Hello, Fred. Yeah. Yeah, he's a parrot now. This is Fred,
Where
the
is he?
chicken who identifies as a parrot.
You on your mom?
Yeah. You sure are loud.
Jody
Right,
said
my
hi,
ear.
Emily.
He says it's too cold.
Say hi to Jody.
Hello, Jody. Fred says hello.
My gosh, you're loud in my ear.
I bet. It's kind of loud over here, and I'm on the other side of your head.
It's probably about time for him to poop. You should probably go.
That's
put
going
him
to be a
back.
worthless freaking animal.
Yeah.
It will be pretty worse.
Brett and Deborah said hi,
Hi,
Fred.
Fred.
Fred is the new cameraman.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Karen said 20 minutes from Idaho. Gorgeous.
I've never been to Idaho either.
Hey, calm down,
Wait.
bud.
Wait a minute.
No,
She
you
said.
saw where we went.
Fucking Valley, Washington, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
It's definitely beautiful country.
I guess I say that too, you know. I mean, I've really only run on the interstates because I'm in a semi truck, but maybe
Wiley.
off.
Wiley's traveled the whole United States, probably been on every highway in the United States.
Pretty close to it.
But he's only been on the highway and hadn't seen anything you can't see from the highway. So, me on the other hand, I haven't traveled as much as you have.
Yeah.
I wonder if Fred likes eggs.
Most chickens do like eggs.
Cannibal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they got to meet Fred. We need to do something, so we're gonna have to get off.
I know.
Now you have me. We're all uneven anyway. You have me pushed all the way over here.
I just wanted to be the center of attention. Oh.
He says hello.
Yeah, Fred photobombed us. Except he wasn't looking at the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad.
Oh, that would have been
Okay.
hilarious.
Okay, guys, we love y'all. We need to go get something
Yeah.
done today.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. I mean, this is like 2 hours. This is way longer than what we anticipated
Normally do.
doing.
1 hour and 57 minutes.
Yeah.
We love y'all. Thank y'all. And
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next time.
Yep. Okay, Emily, you can end it now.
Everybody have a blessed day.
Bye.
Bye.
How?
Push the X.
What? Where
Is
is?
there an X in the top right corner, I think?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there it is. Training the cameraman.
it's blocked.
Yeah, you got it.
Fred says he hopes you had a good day.
Yeah.